If I were going to share a story about mothers, about motherhood, I would probably have to double dip, and both of them would be in regards to my relationship with my mother. My mother is a woman who has experienced a lot of tragedy in her life, a lot of heartache. From being divorced to being abused to being a victim of domestic violence. She was shot by one of her boyfriends. Thank God she's still with us, but she just experienced a lot of dark days. Well, the darkest being when my only brother was killed on his high school campus at 17 years old. Who does that? Who sends their child to school and the baby is not in a gang and not on drugs and doing the right thing, and they get murdered on their high school campus? Well, at that stage of the game, my mother had been through so much. She says, girl, I am finished with it all. And by it all, she meant life and everything that comes along with it. So she said, I'm going to get in the bed and lay down, and I am not getting back up. And she meant that. She got in the bed, she lay down, she didn't get up. In that place, you don't know what to do. Somebody you love is suffering, and you say, well, what can I bring? What can I offer? Money can't buy them out of it. You can't take the pain and transfer it to yourself so they don't have to feel it. So what do you do in that place? You bring the best parts of you. And I knew that I was entertaining. So I would stand at the foot of my mother's bed and I would tell jokes, tell stories, pop lock, hula hoop, tap dance, anything I could come up with. And my mother went from laying down in the bed to sitting up in the bed. She said, I got my peanuts and my water. Now go on and stand up there and do your rendition of things. Yes, ma'am. And one day I go to her house and my mother's not in the bed. I'm like, well, where's my mother? And she goes, we're in here. I'm like, who's we? I hit that corner. Well, I went across the street and got Miss Brown and Miss Sadie. I told them you was funny. Now stand up there and get Mama's karaoke microphone and make these people laugh. I said, I'm sorry, what did you say? So I was standing there with the raggedy karaoke microphone, telling jokes. How's everybody doing in the living room? And it dawned on me in that space that comedy was a gift. Not that it completely healed my mother, but I am going to say that it served as a spackle or some sort of salve on the journey towards piecemealing her back together. Cut to, after finding her way back to a reasonable portion of her right mind, it was my turn to lose my mind. And when I went through my divorce, I called my mother and I was crying and I said, girl, I need help. What am I gonna do? Because I have 3 babies and I'm trying to be there for them the best way I can. But at the same time, if mama don't go out here and shake a few dollars down out these trees, they gonna be in here starving. And I needed help. And my mother said, well, can you get a nanny from the college by your house? I said, girl, these kids are coming here and be selling my panties on eBay. We can't do it. They're not gonna whoop my kids like I would. They're not gonna do them like I would. So my mother says, don't worry, I'm coming. I did not really realize that meant in that moment that she was going to quit her job, retire early, sell her house, and move into my pool house to help me take care of my children. So that every morning, bacon is frying, whoopings is being passed out, lunches are being made, and my children have their grandmother to stand in the gap and lead the charge when I'm not there. And it blesses me on a daily basis more than my mother will ever know. I'm so grateful for the gift that she is, not only to me right now, but the gift to my children, and the gift that I was able to be to her. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, our story is one of giving. Giving more than you ever planned to receive, and receiving more than you ever thought you would.